healing, about the individual animals that may need healing, in the sense of this. In this particular question, it was about, oh, okay, expands, they're talking about the individual animals possibly going through grief. Okay, thank you. Okay, oh, very quick. Okay, of course, I have one of my guys saying, of course, why wouldn't animals pick up and feel everything as well? As much as the humans feeling everything on the planet, the animals are feeling things as well. You think back to the war and the horses and how much they had to suffer. Of course, animals feel, and they feel the scaredness, and they have fear within their body too. They pick up. They magnify what is going on also in the planet. Okay, thank you. Someone's just saying to me, one of my guides, I don't know who this one is, but saying, of course you know this. And I'm like, yes, of course I do. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll bring this and then I'll address that. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, my guides are giving me some information. So I was working with a client who lives out in America, a lovely lady, 3 dogs. I was talking to her a couple of days ago, and having a few issues with the 3 dogs. There was stuff going on in her own personal life, and of course the dogs were picking up what was going on for her as an individual. And so the dogs were acting very much like children, where if they feel that their parent is going through a bit of a rough time, or they don't feel safe held in that space, or they're insecure, they're going to act up a little bit. And the 3 dogs were actually playing up. It was all badly misbehaving, and they was all, you know, and I had to sit with them. So I was sitting with her on screen, and one dog was behind her on the sofa. I won't say the name of the dogs because this will identify her, but I was sitting there with the dogs and I could hear what was going on for this dog. Now, the last time we'd spoken a couple of months ago, every time I spoke on screen, this dog would used to bark all the way through and didn't like what I was saying. This time round, the dog didn't feel so threatened by what I had to say, knew I was here to help, and allowed me to speak. And I was picking up, working telepathically with the dog, giving information about the setup with the other 3 dogs in the house. And so by giving guidance to the owner about, you know, where to place food bowls, because of the 3 dogs eating at the same time, there was all rescue dogs, and one of the rescue dogs had an issue about food. So I had to give her the information saying about, could you move the food bowl to one side? And I said about another one about where they sleep at night. So I sat there with her. The whole session was talking about what needs each particular dog had, and what the dynamics were affecting the other animals around this individual in her home, and about how she was overworking, how she's so tired, and the dogs were trying to get her attention. And so I was trying to work with her about what each dog needed, what its needs were, and how they were picking up on her senses and what she was feeling. Now, while I was doing this, one of the dogs was telling me about one of the other dogs who'd passed over. And as they were talking to me about this particular dog who had passed over and how they were very connected to the other dog who'd passed over, the dog had come in from spirit, and I was hearing from the dog in spirit as well. And the dog was communicating with me, and the living dog telepathically was telling me about, you know, missing that individual dog. So it was, in the end, it was 4 dogs, 3 that were living and 1 had passed over, came through from spirit, and telling me about the process of, you know, leaving. About the dog who had passed over was telling me about the owner, telling me about how concerned for the owner, that the owner wasn't taking enough rest, how much work she was doing, and also telling me about how all these others are playing her up at this time when she doesn't need this right now. And the other dog who'd passed over was really connecting me to her heart, saying how much that she missed her, and there was a connection. That's why she came through in human lifetime to be by her side. So I had information from her as well. So the animals, when they pass over, I mean, I had mine pass over. It's been a year actually this week, my dog. Oh, and I could do with her right now actually. Sorry. And the dog, so when the dogs passed over, they come through and they're still by your side and they sit with you. And when you need them the most, you just ask them to come forward and stuff. So the dogs or animals that have had an animal that has passed over that's connected to this family setting will feel and sense the other animal on the other side. And when they feel the other animal on the other side, it comes from the heart center, the other animal will step forward to be by their side. So sometimes you'll find, dogs, cats will look up and look around to see as if there's something they've noticed. It's normally in spirit, the animal will step forward and be by their side. I had a lady actually a couple of days ago as well, she lost her cat, and the cat was telling me all the information about the owner. The owner didn't have to tell me anything at all. And the cat was telling me about how much that she loved her and how much she said, you now must go and get another animal. You've got to get another cat, step forward because you need this cat because you can't live on your own, sort of thing. This is what she was saying to her. But so the animals normally know, they normally step forward from the other side. They normally tell me information about the humans. If we look at the work that we have someone in particular in this group who's doing work with horses and humans and doing that therapy work as well. Animals are very good. I mean, I felt quite tearful a moment ago because, when there was crap going on in my life, I'd always stroke my dog, be my side, and she's been really hard. And I miss my animal. And my animal will be there for me. So we know that, where there has been, and I spoke about this recently, when you're going through a difficult time and you are an animal person, the animal sort of neutralizes it as well. The animal sort of understands it. The animal's very grounded all the time. By stroking the animal, it helps the individual to be grounded, which I need that at the moment. So there's a whole selection of things with animals and healing and, okay, thank you. They just brought me back. If an animal is going through a grieving process because they have lost another animal as part of the pack, okay, thank you. They just said they need supporting, just being by their side, just having that support by stroking them, making them aware that you're there by their side, just by that intention that you're there by their side. I had this actually at the zoo. One of the big cats died years ago when I was a zookeeper. And we just had to let them go through the grieving process. There's only so much you can do. You have to let them go through the grieving process too, just like what us humans do when we go through process. But just hold their space for them. Just, be aware if they're not eating or, they look a bit down or you feel they're a bit down. You need to reach out to that individual animal just so that they know that you're there for them as well.